The Lady Across the Street. When I was still in elementary school, we lived in a duplex on a street called Kelly Avenue, in Merced, California. I was friends with neighbors across the street. We loved to tell ghost stories and listen to them. Well, there was this story of a lady walking along the 99 freeway within a certain city. She would be a beautiful lady in distress, asking for a ride by the freeway. If you picked her up, she would ask to be dropped off at some random place. You would be driving and she looked fine for a moment. But if you glanced at her reflection in the mirror, it was a mutilated walking corpse of the dead and would scare you to death. There were stories of car crashes or people trying to escape. There was one story of a person telling the ghost lady that he needed to go to the bathroom, so he made a stop and went into a restaurant or so. He waited there until the lady came out looking for him, then he would dash to the car and leave. Well, there was one important thing about the lady. If you say the name of the ghost lady, she shows up. Sort of like Bloody Mary. I am not going to utter the name here, but I remember that name very clearly as it is the name of a city she lingers in. Unfortunately, while telling the story, my friends already mentioned the name multiple times. I didn't worry much as I thought it was just a fun story to scare me. The next morning I got ready to go wait at the bus stop for the school bus. The bus stop is next to a highway kind of street called Yosemite Parkway. It has minimal stoplights, and the road is quite wide, indicating that cars will drive at fast speeds of 40 to 50 miles per hour. My friend John pointed across the street to a strange-looking lady that I have never seen before. I mean, every morning we go to school, there was no such person before. Granted, we as kids may not have noticed much things in our world, but that was odd. The lady across the street looks around the age of a teenage adult with a sort of gothic look. I just remember she had very dark eyes like the eye makeup kids these days do. Looked kind of like the lady in The Ring, but with modern clothing of dark colors, and of course, not as bloody or slimy as in the movies. Her face was looking straight at us. There was a cold emptiness when looking at her. Her face was in our direction, yet her eyes were very difficult to distinguish. Maybe it was the distance, a good 50 to 60 feet away, or maybe it was her makeup, but I remember the eye area was dark, fully engulfing the eye itself. I don't recall ever seeing any whites. That lady was staring back at us the whole time. I remember, every few minutes, I'd turn back and look. She would still be looking this way. She kept the stare until the bus came and picked us up. That was a good 10 to 15 minutes wait. This happened every day for a couple days, and then one day, that lady wasn't there anymore. There was a sense of relief as that day came, yet a question of wonder. Where did she go? Who was she really? Was she really a ghost? Now, who's to say it wasn't just a person? I mean, that's a possibility, but as kids, we knew what we saw. Something was not right, and coincidences rarely ever happen. At least, not like this. This is one story. I will never, ever, reveal the name of that ghost.